June 16, 2025. It wasn't just an average day at Nintendo of America. Me and Ted turned off for the incident on June 2nd, 5 days before the Switch 2 launch. When Ted came up next to me, he said, "There's a meeting in the CEO office today." Once he said that, I was figured as much. I mean, we haven't had a meeting since the June 6th Switch 2's launch. The speakers in the office, it was the CEO or Doug Bowser. We told Doug to not confuse the Nintendo territory, Mario territory. He was having a meeting in 5 minutes. "Please head to the meeting room now," said Doug. Everyone in the office stood up and shut their computers and headed to the meeting room. Me and Ted did the same thing. We were the last ones to enter the meeting room. We all sat down and the TV was on. There are a couple of reasons I asked all of you here, Doug yelled. I found footage of what happened in the storage room on June 2nd. Me and Ted stayed silent. As he hooked up the computer to the TV, one employee stood up. "That was really strange day," she said. Doug looked back at his computer and put the recording. It showed me and Ted entering the room. With the computer, everyone was watching, but we stayed silent. We looked at each other and back at the recording. The footage showed us checking the files. Just like the file was corrupted, Ted said in the recording footage. Everyone in the room gave a concerned look at like they were like, "What are they up to?" We mentioned George in the recording, and we stepped out from the storage room. And the camera had no signal. And then it showed me and Ted and Josh entering the room. Josh looked at the files. They were corrupted. Josh said in the recording, while in the recording, Ted walked in with an MRI and hooked it to Switch 2 docked to it. One employee went off from their seat and said, "Where did he get the MRI from?" He yelled. Doug wasn't paying attention. The recording showed Josh entered the MRI. I came up in the recording. I said, "Sorry, this was Ted's idea," and walked away. We walked out of the storage room, and Ted with the remote, and the camera was on the storage room with Josh, and the MRI, the procedure be done, and the MRI was loud. Doug turned down the volume. 5 minutes later, we returned to the room and opened up the MRI. And noticed Josh was gone. So we unplugged the dock to the computer and turned on the Switch 2 on. One employee stood up and she said, "Let me guess, He's inside the switch too, and sat back down. We looked at the switch too in the recording. We saw the background was gray instead of white. The recording showed us going to the system settings to fix it, and we saw Josh walking up. I taught it, she said. We talked, but Josh was acting weird and unsettling, creepy. Like he was plotting something. The drama continued. He moved the switch to camera to his portal settings with 2 plugs. Josh said, in this switch 2 CD plugs, once I unplug them, the switch 2 will be brick. That time he showed us that he unplugged the cords, the switch to turn off, and it was brick, and the recording showed me yelling at Josh. We heard Josh's voice. He said, I can hear you, even when the switch 2 is unusable. That made the whole office shaking in fear. And Josh rebrought the cords and said, see, I can control the switch too, but Nintendo can't. And the switch 2 was flashing, seizure warning, you dud. Almost everyone ran out of the room. The recording showed me and Ted. I tried pressing the power button, nothing. Ted came with a can of water. I took switch 2 out of the dock and dipped it in water. It stopped flashing. Phew! There was silence, and we grabbed the switch 2 and warned the CEO, aka Dud. The recording ended. Dud was hardly breathing. Then, Thomas and Ted, get over here now! Dud was angry. We walked up to Dud. Dud said, you guys are in trouble. You put an MRI on our employees. Shutting him into the switch 2. And you didn't tell me? That last line was not true at all. We did treat you saw a nutcracker for people in meeting gasp. Did just tell me that just now. I interrupted him and said, we told you that the switch 2 was corrupted, and worst of all, you told us to sell it. That was like making an excuse. Thomas, Ted, it was all about the money, he replied. What I heard was what Doug said was absolute dog waddle. Then I said, all about the money? The freaking money? What about them for fans? $500 system? $80 games? Way overpriced. What do you think you are? Disney? I shouted, and also you made us sell a corrupted Switch 2 with a living Nintendo employee in it. What's wrong with you? It's about the money, Dud said. I beat the crap out of him. Then he said, you're fired, you and Ted. But I refused to be fired. Dud kicked my belly. He was really angry. He was about to call the police. Then Ted knocked his phone out of his hands. "Alright," Dud said. You're dead!" He pulled out his fist. We got up, running out of the office. "We're that pushy boss!" yelled Ted. "You're telling me, pal," I said. Everyone in the office was watching the CEO chasing us when he saw the switch to control room. He entered and found all the files. Me and Ted looked behind us, but Doug wasn't chasing us anymore. Instead, he was in the control room, laughing. We walked to the room and saw Doug computing and breaking people's switch twos without question. We gasped. We ran to Doug and grabbed him. I yelled, "What are you out of your mind? Breaking switch twos that aren't modded?" Ted tried to tie him up, but he broke free. I sat there staring at Doug. Ted attacked him. I was thinking to myself, imagining the Switch 2 owners right now angry, wasting $100 on Switch 2 they bought. I sat there feeling bad. While Ted and Dud were fighting, I locked in on the computer and fixed them up. Except one Switch 2 we shut Josh up. He had to get it back, but he was in Chicago. It's gonna be a flight. I wasn't gonna take that Switch 2 away, 'cause I know somebody bought it. To fix it, I had to get Josh out of jail. He may be freaking those owners out. I didn't feel it. I unbraked those Switch 2s and went to Chicago. What I remember is that one day before the Switch 2 launch, we had a tractor that tracked Switch 2s. I used it in that file for the Switch 2. What? Doug came up and snatched it from my hand. "This must be the one for your truck Switch 2. Don't worry, I'll shut it down for you." He ran out of the building and signed up for a flight to where it was. Chicago. He said, "I won Ted," and we chased Doug off to the airport.